everybody, today we're going to be talking about formula tasks, and formula tasks are called that because they are tasks that anybody can use or anybody can prescribe to the family. It is independent of the problem they are presenting, and it has more to do with changing the family's perspective on that problem. The first one of these is called a formula first session task, and it's traditionally been used in solution-focused therapy as one of the first assignments that a therapist would give a family. And this is typically done in the first session. Basically, what the therapist is asking the family to do is to go home and think about their lives and think about what they want to keep, what works for them, what it makes them happy, what they don't want to change in the course of therapy, and to come back and report it to the therapist in the next session. Basically, this gives the family the chance to, first off, identify their strengths, which we've been talking about as so important in solution-focused therapy. And second of all, it helps the family see that there are things that are working that they want to keep. And by doing this, you're empowering the family to continue with what works. Other tasks that can also be used are called the prediction task. The prediction task is basically where you tell a family to predict what they think the next day is going to be like. They can either scale it, like with a number, like in scaling questions, or they can even just describe what they think the next day will be like. And then at the end of the day, they need to think about, did their prediction match up to reality? And basically, this gives the family the chance to see that they may be over-exaggerating the severity of the problem, or they could be minimizing the severity of the problem. You know, if the day went off really well and there was no really big issues, but they predicted it was going to be a horrible day because they had a doctor's appointment, but the kid did really well, then maybe that shows the parent that they are being a little bit too anxious, a little bit too worried about the child's performance in public. And it could be the other way. It could be that the family thinks that they've got a big doctor's appointment and that it's not going to be a big deal. They don't need to prepare the child for it at all, and the kid is off the chain. So it really is going to help the family see where the problem is in their minds and how it is in reality. Other formula tasks that you can use are just simple things like do the opposite of what you've been doing or go slowly this week. By telling them these things, you're basically giving them a simple directive that they can follow, but it's something that it's not so specific that it may feel overwhelming to them. A powerful thing that you can do is actually give them a list of different tasks, and they can even choose from them. You know, you may give them the option of go slowly, do the opposite, or do more of what works, and see which one they want to do. That gives them some power, gives them some choice in the therapy process, makes them feel a little bit more like they've got some control over things. It's important to continue to empower the family throughout this process and make them feel like they've got the resources and they have the strengths to make these changes. Like I said at the beginning, these topics are all kind of building on each other at this point, and the idea here is that the more you implement them, the more you practice them, then the more comfortable you're going to feel pulling them out when you really need them and using them in your sessions routinely. So look at the exercises below and read through the scenario. There's just one scenario this week, and I want everybody to look at the same one and see what you can come up with as far as different tasks that you could assign to this family in this scenario. As always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to call me and we can talk through them. But you guys are doing a great job with your learning exercises. Keep it up, and I'll continue to give you the feedback on a weekly basis. So we will just see you next week when we start talking about exercising options. Have a good day.